everybody, it's Sylvie McCracken from sylviemccracken.com, and today I have one of my incredible clients, Angie Stoehr from boardwalkobgyn.com. Welcome, Angie.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So I brought Angie on today, who is actually still mid-program, so, has still not created her ebook. She's in our Ebook Engine's 8-week program, and I wanted to bring her on today because the truth of the matter is, as much as I love bringing clients on 6 months after the fact when they can share results from their ebook and their sales numbers and all of that jazz, what I love about Angie is the shifts that she's made so far in the program and what a big difference that's made, not just in her business, but in her personal life as well. And of course, everybody loves me some numbers, but the truth of the matter is a lot of the times it's so much more than just about sales and revenue and passive income and all that jazz. So Angie, can you tell everybody a little bit about first of all, who you are and what you do?
Sure, absolutely. I am an OBGYN by training, but I have specialized into gynecology, specifically into pelvic and intimate pain. It is not a very popular thing to go into because most OBGYNs don't actually like treating pelvic pain. I'm a little bit of a unicorn.
Yeah, totally. And so in terms of your practice, how long have you been in business so far?
I have been practicing for a little over 7 years and doing just pelvic and intimate pain for about 4 months now.
Okay, got it. What do you got going on over there?
Sorry, that's my cell phone.
I love it. It's okay. This is the way it goes.
Part and parcel of being a doctor. I'm sorry.
I believe it. Well, it used to be beepers back in the day. Now it's full on cell phones. That's hilarious. So that's part of that doc life. What can I say? So in terms of, what made you kind of reach out to us? Obviously you've got plenty of experience as a doc. You could have a full calendar of patients, and you've got plenty going on, but you can have a full calendar of patients. You're making plenty of money. What made you reach out and book a call with us?
Sure. I think the biggest thing that led me to wanting to write a book is mainly because I spend a lot of time with my patients doing education, and that education is not readily available anywhere. And so I spend 45 minutes of an hour and 20-minute appointment just educating. And I figured if I could get that education piece out of the way, I would be able to see more patients and help more people. And frankly, a lot of the education that I do is about stuff that patients can do at home to start improving their pain before I even get my hands on them. And I just felt like that was a really useful thing to do. Plus, I've always kind of wanted to write a book and just am pretty passionate about what I do for a living. And it just seemed like a good time.
Yeah. And I remember with you, I felt like that book was just kind of living right here. It was just kind of, maybe a little bit out of order, or maybe, things needed to be cleaned up, a little bit. But in terms of, it was more about, I've got the content, I've got the ideas, I'm just not sure how to market this and how to do it in a way that can be, the best kind of use of my time and of my expertise. Is that about right?
Yeah, that's about right. It's one thing to be able to put a bunch of words onto pages that makes a lot of sense. It's another thing to know how to market that, how to get that published, how to get people to buy it once it is published. Pretty much the rest of everything other than the medical stuff is totally out of my expertise.
Yeah. But that's fantastic because I can already see with you, and you're one of those fast action takers too, that it looks like there's going to be several ebooks coming out shortly after the first one. That's for sure. So that's fantastic. So the other thing is obviously in terms of your time, right? So it sounds like obviously you were kind of repeating yourself patient to patient to patient. And that's A, frustrating. B, there's only so many you can see in a day. So clearly there's a lot of impact that you wanted to have in the world. So that will be changing very, very soon. But also tell people a little bit about, what you've got going on personally in terms of, it's not just Angie's a doc. It's like, Angie's also got little kids and whatever else as well, right? Because this is one of the excuses that we hear a lot of the times as well. I'd love to do that, but I've got little kids and whatever else. So what else you got, Angie?
Oh, sure. Yeah, my life is a little crazy. I just moved to my current location about 5 months ago. I have a 2.5-year-old and a just turned 5-year-old, a dog, a cat, and a husband, a full-time practice. My kids do swim lessons. I'm very active at church, go out with the girls quite a bit. I'm busy.
Yeah. So you got plenty of free time. That's what I love. Okay, cool. But yeah, but it's so funny because when we really like one of the core beliefs that I have, and of course we'll talk about beliefs in a second, but one of the core beliefs that I have is there's no such thing as I don't have time, right? It's all about priorities, and it's more than, it's more about resourcefulness when it comes to time than actually how much time do you actually have currently in your calendar, right? How can you shift those things around? And you're one of those examples of people that show up, and I have never heard once come out of your mouth, I don't have time because I have little kids or anything, any other nonsense. So that is fantastic, right? So what would you say so far in terms of all the different frameworks? And of course, you're only mid-program, so you might not even have seen all the different frameworks and all the different modules, but what module or what core kind of content from the Ebook Engines program has been most useful to you so far?
Oh, by far the mindfulness. That first video, honestly, the first time I watched it, I was kind of like, I don't know if that's really that important. And then after the first call, you were like, no, it really is important. You got to do it in the morning. I was like, okay, Sylvie, I'll do it. And it has changed my life.
I love that. I love that. And I love the honesty around it because, the truth of the matter is it's like, I think that that's probably not that uncommon, right? Where you're like, but seriously, can we just get to the title of my ebook? And it's like, no, but you don't understand. This is not going to work unless we have the mindset piece screwed on tight and right. So tell people a little bit more about in terms of, when you say it changed your life, which that's no small phrase right there, but what is it that you mean? So what so far, I mean, you don't need to go into your specific mindset work that you do because there's several different kinds that we talk about and teach. And of course, it's not one size fits all. We have to figure out what works for that person within their schedule, within, whatever works for them and their personality and everything else. But just having that, making mindset work a priority and focusing on that as a practice that you do every single day in conjunction to actually implementing our marketing strategies and everything else. What concrete results has that provided in your life right now?
It's changed a lot of stuff. My husband, I actually had him read The Big Leap after I wrote it. Highly recommend people. And between the two of us, we haven't argued in over 3 weeks. Not that we were huge arguers to begin with, because I think I may have the world's best husband, but we haven't picked at each other anymore. I'm much more patient with my children, which it seems like a very odd thing to happen with mindset, but it is. I'm very driven with writing the book. No joke, like almost obsessive. Any spare minute that I have, the second the kids go down at night, I'm like on top of it. It's actually changed me to eating healthier. And I know that sounds really weird too, but focusing on myself and my mindset about things has really altered a lot.
That sounds, yeah, you're absolutely right. It sounds insane because when you think about it, it's like, it's a small shift, but it has this sort of snowball effect where it's like, I guess, you're right up here and, just things, you show up differently, you act differently, and shocker, other people in your surroundings also act differently towards you. So that is pretty freaking incredible. I mean, in terms of, marriage upgrade, it sounds like parenting upgrade, health, being a doc, I'm sure this is sort of the irony of all ironies, but kind of eating healthier and whatever else, that sounds huge.
It's a lot of interesting like trickle down effects that I wasn't necessarily expecting. I'll say the one thing that's maybe not the best trickle down effect is because I'm journaling several years in the future when I'm obnoxiously rich. Then my brain actually seems to think that I'm obnoxiously rich now. So my husband keeps having to reel me in and remind me we have a budget.
That is hysterical. I love that. And so, it's funny because that type of journaling doesn't work for everybody, but it's something that you've really hung on to and done, which I absolutely love. But, it's just interesting to me because it really is kind of, what is it? 15 minutes a day or half an hour a day? You're not even spending that much time.
No, I'm spending about 15 minutes total a day. It's my first thing in the morning. I started just getting up 15 minutes earlier. I do about 5 minutes to 7 minutes of meditation, take about 3 or 4 minutes to write in my journal. Like literally that's it. And then I spend a couple of minutes reading a book until either the husband needs me or the kids do.
That's fantastic. Well, I love the way you've shown up. And, this is part of it is like you show up Literally and figuratively. You show up to every single Q&A call, you send in help tickets the minute you need support. So you're one of those people that embodies the no excuses, taking action, taking it seriously, and results are non-negotiable for you, right? So I always like to say, like, the only way you can fail is if you quit. And for you, it's just a matter of, no, success is already, like, it's done and dusted. It's just a matter of how fast are we going to get there and how big are we going to go? And every day you seem to change the how big. You just keep changing the goalposts on us, which is fantastic. I absolutely love that. So, and in terms of, obviously in terms of the goals you have, they're huge. What would you say in terms of, the biggest, kind of the biggest shift that you had, even just in that first phone call, but you weren't even talking to me, you were talking to someone on my team. What would you say to people, not necessarily, of course, if people are interested in joining the program, but even more so if people are interested in just booking a call to get that clarity on whether the program is even a good fit, whether it's a good idea for them, whether now is the right time for them or not. What would you say in terms of having them book a call? What is the biggest piece of clarity that they can expect from that?
Well, I would say there's never a good time to do anything.
That's the truth, girl.
In our world, I remember people were like, "What's the best time to have a child if you're in medical training?" I'm like, "There isn't one. Just go ahead and get pregnant." It's kind of the same way with this. There's never really a good time to write a book. If you want to do it, you're just going to have to go ahead and do it. And I would say maybe the biggest piece of clarity was just knowing that I was going to be kind of helped along the way with the stuff that I don't understand. I'm a doctor. I don't know how to publish a book. I don't know how to publish a web page. I am not IT savvy. Being on a call like this is a little new and different. So
you're doing great.
Never posted anything up with video to the internet. I barely do Facebook, and I have a Twitter account, but I've only posted on it a couple of times. So knowing that someone was going to hold my hand and kind of show me not only the process of how to write a book and make it, readable and make it interesting, but how to, get it designed and what to do when I'm ready to publish.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, and so far it's funny that you say that because I wouldn't have even known that you weren't quote unquote techie, which I don't consider myself techie either, but because we keep the techiness to a minimum. I mean, you've managed to make every single call. You've managed to send help tickets in. I've never even so much as seen where do I do this or whatever from you. It's been like, you're an old pro. So that's fantastic. Well, Angie, I think that's super helpful for people because, the truth of the matter is, of course, everyone likes to, hear, we made $10,000 the first day you launched your ebook. And that's fantastic, if and when that happens, depending on people's audience size and all of that jazz. We love sharing those results as well. But what I love even more than that, and of course, you hear me say this to you guys pretty much every single week, is the fact that we want to make much bigger changes in your lives than just creating an ebook. And I know that sounds, it sounds like, well, that's a heck of a lot already. An ebook and an ebook that has the potential to, over the course of the years, make multiple six figures or whatever it is that your goal is fantastic. But the truth of the matter is, for me, the biggest wins, that I absolutely love hearing is things like you showing up as a better doctor, as a better wife, as a better mom, as a better person interacting with a stranger on the street. For me, that is, a much bigger ripple effect and something that's going to have a return on investment for you for, the rest of your freaking life. So I honor you and thank you so much for being, sharing that, being willing to share that with other people. Because a lot of the times people kind of keep that to themselves or whatever else, or have this sort of, persona that they don't want to kind of share that information. So I really appreciate you and honor you for sharing that. And I honor you too for really carving out the time and making this a priority in your already busy life to really be able to impact not just the few hundreds of patients that you maybe were able to see one-on-one, but the thousands and tens of thousands that you're going to be able to reach through your ebook. So that is absolutely fantastic. Is there anything else you want to share with anybody today, Angie?
I just want to let them know, Sylvie, you and your team are absolutely fantastic. I have felt very confident throughout this process, which has been really nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Angie. All right. Well, with anyone else that wants to book a call with someone on my team, go ahead and click on the button below or go to sylviemccracken.com/call and we'll just find out, is this a good time for you to write an ebook? Are you a health and wellness practitioner that wants to get your message out to the world in a bigger, better way? And can we help or not? You can just book a call with our team and we'll figure that out and see if we can help you. All right. In the meantime, we'll see you next week and talk to you soon.